Hey guys, Carrie here. Uh, I just did this video a couple of minutes ago, and I was just kind of yammering on and on about the abuse that I've dealt with my mom and how I've now ended up in this motel. But I'm just not really feeling that, right now. I didn't have anything written down. It's kind of hard to say what I want to say in a concisive way where I'm not concisive, is that a word? Where I'm not just kind of jumping from topic to topic and then losing where I'm at. And honestly, I just got away from her, so I really don't want to talk about it while I'm still really hurt about it. I've still got to use the formula of compassion on her at least two more times to completely clear this trauma from that relationship. But I've made the decision that I'd rather, just jump in to some place. I mean, this motel is going to cost us, me and John, an arm and a leg, but I can't really help that right now. I mean, I'm eventually going to do a video, and probably more than one, letting everybody know what happened and why I finally made the decision to leave that woman by herself and leave all the dogs out there, and if they suffer, they suffer. I think the lesson that it is, it's really important for me to listen to my soul, my guides. Like a couple of days ago, I was sitting out there and I just said I was sitting by myself outside, and I just said, soul, if you show me the door, I'll walk through it. And I mean, it was no sooner than I walked back in that there was a note from the SPCA that they wanted to come and do a welfare check. I'm not going to get into the details on how they got there right now, but I'm really kind of glad that they did. There was 17 dogs living there, including mine and John's. I mean, when I moved home back in 2014, I had one dog, and she's been spayed since she was little. And my other two dogs and John's two dogs we adopted from my mom. That should tell you a lot right there. She's got right now, since I've taken my three and we've taken John's two, there's still 12 dogs in that house, and that's full grown dogs, and 8 puppies, and there's another female that's pregnant, at least one that I know of that's pregnant. I mean, she'll lock them up in this room, and I mean, from what I could see, there was days when if I wasn't there, they probably wouldn't even get food or water. But she puts on a show for people. She's one way behind closed doors, and then as soon as somebody else is around, she's this old innocent woman. It's really insidious, and it's quite disgusting. And I mean, I know people are playing roles, and I just realized that her role is a monster, and I was having to record her because she, of the threat of her calling the cops on me and trying to either have me committed or put in jail, because she'll poke and provoke, and she'll say the most cruel things that she could possibly say to get a reaction from you. And then whenever she finally does, like the last time this happened, she was doing that and I threw pickles on the floor. She calls the cops on me for throwing pickles on the floor and tries to have me put in the mental hospital because I'm labeled schizophrenic and bipolar and all of these things. And so she'll call the cops and be like, you need to come get my daughter, blah, 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 after she's just held her Bible in her hand, and, like, told me I'm going to hell, like, 20 times, and said I don't deserve a mother, and screamed at the top of her lungs at me, like, pointing her finger literally right in my face, screaming the most mean things, while I'm sitting there making tuna fish. And then I'm like, God damn it, leave me the fuck alone. And she goes and calls the cops. Come get her. Her. She's sick. And the cop was like, ma'am, did you really call the cop to call us on your daughter for throwing pickles? So, the last few weeks, or actually, like, the last 2 weeks in particular, like, me and my boyfriend have been recording her. Like, every single time we go in the kitchen or where she's around, we press the record button. And because, when you have to do that for your own safety, she called the cops on me like 2-3 weeks ago because she wasn't feeding this set of puppies that she had, and she was keeping them in her room. She wasn't feeding them. And I went in there and I was feeding them. She found me in there and got furious with me, saying, get out of my room, screaming at the top of her lungs in front of these, like, 4-week-old puppies. I mean, they were just shaken to death, and she doesn't even care. I mean, I could just go on and on all day about how cruel she is, but I mean, she called the cops then and tried to have me put in the hospital. I mean, when you have a label as schizophrenic and you're person that the person that adopted you, that's supposed to be your mother, does that, I mean, that's fucking gaslighting, man. She's been doing that to me for 27 years. So when I asked my soul, I was like, okay, show me the door and I will walk through it. And I went, and I knew that if I don't, I saw that sign, oh, we're coming to do a welfare check on the dogs. And I was like, okay, I'm out. Bye. And I made the decision that, after I get my stuff out, I don't even think I'm ever going to go back to visit. That's how bad it is. I mean, let me tell you, like, my inner child is so happy just that I've got out of there. I was, like, ever since I had moved into that house in 2014. Yeah, see, it all jumbles together. But, I started having dreams where I had gum stuck in my teeth. Okay? And I would just be pulling and pulling and pulling, and this gum would just not come out. And then my teeth would start coming out in some of them. And, like, in the later ones, like in the last 2 or 3, I've got my thing propped up here. So, sorry about the shakiness. But, yeah, my teeth, like, in the last 3 or 4 of these recurring dreams, like, my teeth are starting to come out, and I'm looking in the mirror in the dream, and there's, like, holes where my teeth used to be, and that's the freaking gum. I don't even chew gum anymore, like, ever, because of those dreams. And so what it means is that you feel helpless and trapped in a sticky situation. Powerlessness. Me playing a victim, or me being a victim, basically was rendering me powerless. Um, so okay, like the bitch obviously put on a show for the SPCA. I mean, she probably had some of the dogs up in her room. She cleaned the floor real good, and you know they came in and she put on a show. They didn't find anything wrong with 12 full grown dogs, none of them neutered or spayed, 8 puppies, and another pregnant female. Now you tell me. I mean, they didn't find anything wrong with that. So, I mean, if I hadn't taken my dogs and they saw 17, I mean, would they have found something wrong with that then? You know? So anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, the dream. Okay, I'm slowly starting to get it back together. I left on the 20th. Okay, it's like the 23rd. So, like, the very next day, like, I dreamt that the same dream about the gum, only it was hard. And I was actually able, like, and I was pulling. I like, felt myself grabbing the gum from around my teeth, and I pulled, and I heard, like, a pop. Like a clicking sound, a popping, very distinct popping sound that I had never heard before, and you know, it was coming out. The gum came out. Finally. So, like, I mean, it's so weird, like, and I remember in the dream I was looking in the mirror and, like, you know, my teeth were intact, and I mean, my gums were a little red where, you know, where I was pulling the gum, but the fucking gum came out, right? And I was like, holy shit. I mean, that is so huge. I mean, my recurring dream changed with me getting the gum out of my teeth, meaning that I'm not going to play the victim anymore. I'm not going to be there anymore. You know, it's like all these years, you know, my family would just be like, well, Carrie, you live there. I mean, they don't really get how horrible she is to me, because they haven't really seen it, you know, like she does it in front of me only, or like if anybody, like me, my boyfriend, my friend Brandon, my daughter, and a couple of other people. I mean, it's only a handful of people that knows what this woman does. But if you heard these recordings, I'm telling you, you'd be like, wow. I mean, there was one where she told me she had no love for me. She tells me she, you know, she shouldn't have adopted me, and I'm just done trying. You know, when I have time to regroup and get my thoughts all in order, I'll probably do a video, like something along the lines of why I said goodbye to my mother. It's toxic, you know. If you drink a little bit of poison, man, you're gonna get sick. And that's the lesson. That is the lesson right there. How much abuse will I allow someone to dish out to me? I was allowing it, you know, and at a soul level, I have a contract with that woman that she would do that she would play that role. And like, how long would I believe that she would ever be the mother that I needed her to be, and just allow her to wipe her shit all over me? How long will I disrespect myself? No fucking more. You know, I decided after that dream, you know, I was like, wow, oh my God. I mean, I'm never going back. I mean, I've got to go get my stuff, but I am gonna miss those dogs. Especially the ones that she keeps locked up like 24/7. I'm gonna miss them, and I really regret that this has happened, but they have souls too, and I have to do what's best for me. I have to do what's best for my inner child. And my soul showed me that door, and I walked through it. So, yay! But this is my setup for now. It's kind of expensive living in a motel, but, it's going to probably run us about $1,300 a month. But my mom would always say, you can't get rent anywhere around here this cheap. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm selling my soul, ain't I? It's like, God, I need some time to recoup, reevaluate, realign, relax. I mean, my God, I'm just, whenever you're so stressed out that you don't even have a neck anymore all the time, I mean, it's time to make a change. So I've got 2 of my dogs here with me now. I've got Christian and I've got my Bubby, and I do have another dog. She's not here right now. I'll probably get her pretty soon, but anyway, so that's my story. I don't really know if there was anything else. I just kind of wanted to get this shit out there and let everybody know what the hell is going on with me. I'm not at my mom's anymore. I'm not allowing anyone to abuse me ever again. So even if regardless of the outcome, that's the main thing. Regardless of the outcome, because I was staying there out of fear that we couldn't afford to rent a motel room, fear that my credit's too bad, or my, blah, 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 whatever. Fear was keeping me in that abusive situation. And that was the hurdle right there. So, but anyway, okay, that's really all I have for now. I'm so grateful to you guys for listening to me yammer on. And I hope this helps somebody else out there, know that they can reclaim their power. You're not a victim. I mean, if you have everything that you need in here. You just ask your soul, man, what do I do? Show me the way, and just take a leap of faith, man. If you're in an abusive situation. Okay, I guess I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.